The VILLISCA Axe Murders. In the quiet town of VILLISCA, Iowa, a night of terror unfolded on June 10, 1912, that will leave the community shaken and haunted for generations. The Moore family, Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, had spent the evening at their local Presbyterian church attending a children's program. Accompanying them home were 2 young girls, Lena and Ina Stillinger, who were friends of the Moore children and had been invited to spend the night. The Moores lived in a modest white house on a corner lot, where life was peaceful and everyone knew one another. But by morning, the home would become the scene of one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history. The next morning, when the Moores failed to show up for their daily routine, a neighbor grew concerned and called Josiah's brother, Ross Moore, who entered the house with a spare key. What he discovered inside was a nightmare. All 8 occupants of the house had been brutally murdered in their sleep. The weapon, an axe belonging to Josiah, was left at the scene, bloodied and abandoned. Each victim had been struck multiple times, and their faces had been covered with clothing after they were killed. The ceilings in the parents' bedroom and the children's rooms were scarred with marks where the killer had swung the axe high, bringing it down with unimaginable force. Even more chilling, the killer had taken the time to cover the mirrors and windows in the house with cloths, as if to hide from their own reflection, or perhaps to keep the spirits from seeing the horrors that had been committed. After the murders, the intruder had lingered, drawn the curtains, eaten food from the kitchen, and even made themselves comfortable as they moved through the house. Despite a thorough investigation and the arrest of several suspects over the years, no one was ever convicted of the crime. The mystery of who committed the VILLISCA axe murders and why remains unsolved to this day. The house still stands, now preserved as a museum. Visitors claim to experience strange occurrences, footsteps, whispers, cold spots, and the feeling of being watched. Some say the spirits of the Moore family and the Stillinger girls are trapped there, unable to rest until justice is served. It's a place where the past feels unsettlingly close, and where the horror of that night lingers in the air, a reminder that sometimes real-life monsters walk among us, leaving behind scars that never fade. Like and follow for more real-life stories.